So we'll start with this message here. So the message says, "Hi, David. Hope this message finds you well. I've been listening to the David the Dog Trainer podcast for at least a year now. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and continuing to make the show. I listened to episode 68 today with Jeff Gelman, and you said something that made me really want to reach out. With all the information out there on different training methods, I'm very confused on how to proceed with training my own dog. She is an anxious, excited, fear-aggressive pit bull. I believe I manage her problem behaviors very well. Her major issues have been addressed, but I always feel like if her behavior was better, she could interact more with the world and have a more fulfilling life. I just have so many questions about whether or not she wants to interact with the world more, how tools can help her overcome fear, and where to even start. Anyway, I suppose I'm seeking advice or any recommendations for resources. Just wanted to reach out just in case you're able to offer any suggestions. I consider dog training one of my favorite hobbies and enjoy learning about animal behavior. I do have a basic understanding of dog training concepts and try to learn as much as I can on my own, as I'm just a regular person on a tight budget. Thanks again. Also, I love when you said people come first. I see so many people with reactive dogs in real life and on the internet who have given up so much in life to care for their dogs. I am not that person, and I'm struggling to figure out what types of training are best for my lifestyle and fit my dog's needs." So here's the thing, right? We're going to kind of go backwards from here with this, right? So first thing, obviously she said at the end, you know, she loved when we said people come first because she sees so many people with reactive dogs in real life on the internet who have given up so much in life to care for their dogs. Man, is that like such a important statement, right? Because this is where you truly get into why all of the other things are important conversations to have and why things have gotten so confusing lately, right? Yeah. Again, there are trainers out there that say things like, you know, basically, you know, anything you do other than the absolute best things possible for the dog is you just being lazy kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get it, right? Like I do get it, right? Like I do get why, you know, we want to always be looking out for the best interests of our dog, right? And that's very important, right? Yeah. We have to be looking out for the best interests of the dog, obviously, right? But in the end of the day, right, dogs have been domesticated to live in our world.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And if you look at like the process of domestication, right, dogs have needed to adapt to our lifestyle over the course of centuries at this point, whatever you want, you know, however long it's been, right? And I feel like we're forgetting that that's how this progression happened. You know what I mean? We have incorporated dogs into our lifestyle to help enhance our lives, right? Now, I think people have gotten too far with that sometimes when you get into the projection of human emotions on things and you get into, as the world is continuing to shift to being more and more and more and more dog friendly, that a lot of these dogs are showing that like they haven't adapted to that extent of the lifestyle. But in the end of the day, we still got dogs, right? I went and got a dog to enhance the things that I'm currently doing in my life, right? To make my life better, right? So with that in mind, right, anytime you're dealing with dogs that have reactivity issues, that have aggression issues, that have really serious problematic behaviors, even stuff as simple as, let's say, a really wild, out of control dog that just like jumps all over your guests and pulls things off your counter and destroys your furniture, right? And all of this kind of stuff, right? Yes, we could sit there and we could be like, well, the dog doesn't know any better, right?
Yeah.
And we need to teach them and this and that. And there's truth to that, right? It's a delicate conversation because like there is truth to that, right? Like it's up to us to manage the situation and not put the dog in scenarios to fail, obviously. But at some point we have to realize that because our needs do kind of come first in this equation, that is going to impact the training that we do, right? Again, take jumping for an example and stealing furniture, right? Sure, I could spend a year, right, trying to counter condition my dog to jumping and, you know, be all like, well, he doesn't know any better, so I need to teach them and I'm going to teach alternative behaviors and this and that. And I could play this like crazy long game with things, right? Yeah. But all that means is that for however long it takes for me to work through that problem in that manner, which regardless of if you can actually do it or not, it's probably going to be a fairly long or difficult process.
Yeah.
That means for that entire time, you're going to be inhibiting your dog's ability to enjoy its life with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
If my dog freaks out and jumps all over my guests every time they come over the house, right? I'm not going to be able to have my dog out while guests come over.
No.
Plain and simple, right? If my dog freaks out at every dog that it sees out on the walk and every squirrel that it sees out on the walk, and it tries to run away, anytime I let it out in the backyard, if I don't have a fenced-in backyard, right? And I can't get a handle on those behaviors, I can't take my dog for walks. Or if I can take my dog for walks, they're not going to be enjoyable walks for anybody, right? If I don't have a fenced-in yard, right? I'm not going to be able to go outside with my dog and let them burn off energy and be a dog, right? If they're going to be chasing everything that they see, et cetera, et cetera. And yes, again, I'm not saying that you can't hypothetically train your dog to be more reliable over time using rewards only, and taking a softer approach with things and stuff like that. But because of the time constraint that it's going to take, that's that much longer that nobody's going to be able to enjoy their dog, right?
Yeah.
And their dog is going to be living this restricted life because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the hard conversation with this is like, I would prefer with jumping to be able to stop it in 24 hours by just correcting for the behavior, and then be able to have my dog be a part of all of those scenarios and realize how enjoyable it is to be out in all those scenarios.
Yeah.
Right? I want to stop my dog's reactivity, stop my dog's pulling on a leash so that I can go take my dog for really, really long, fulfilling, enjoyable walks, right? I want to be able to let my dog off leash in fields, right? And let them just freaking run, and chase a ball and do all those kinds of things and trust they're going to come back to me so that I can go do those things more and we can go for off leash hikes and stuff with it.
Exactly.
Right? And you get into the risk reward of okay, cool. A 1 second correction that sucks that the dog hates, right? For the year of extra time I'm going to be able to enjoy my dog for.
Yeah.
Man, I just I don't get why there's such a debate on it. You know what I mean? And again, I'm clarifying. I'm not saying you can't train the way you want to train, right? I think everybody should train in a way that makes them happy, right?
Yeah.
And train in a way that accomplishes the goals that they have that are going to make them feel like they can enjoy their dog the best, right?
Yes.
But all those things I just described are things that 90% of dog owners out there want to be able to do, and they want to be able to do them quickly, right?
Yeah.
And if you can't accomplish those goals with your dog, or if it's going to take you a year, 2 years, 3 years in order to accomplish those goals with your dog, is that really in the best interest of the dog and in the best interest of you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So people come first, yes. Not more so when I say that, I'm talking about aggression issues and stuff like that, where you have to factor in people's safety with things and stuff is more so what I mean with that. But also, the dogs still also hold priority. It's just by implementing certain methods with things, it makes it easier for me, right? Following that people come first kind of principle so that I can enjoy my dog better, which allows them to enjoy their life better.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
100%.